Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a very special episode of Episode 9 of Asia Puller's Where They're Going. This week on the show, we've got Jonathan Park, we've got Mudflaps, we've got Dickshot. I know, isn't it crazy? Let's get it started on this week's Where They're Going. Oh my god, that microphone noise. Alright, so as I said before, we've got two returning guests and a very special guest. We've got Jonathan Park.
Hello.
We've got Mudflaps and his mic that sounds like he's in a windstorm.
Yeah, is that happening? Okay.
A little bit. And we've got, well, the man of one face and kind of a more feminine face, Dickshot.
Yo.
I had to come up with something funny for that. So, Dickshot, I know it wasn't very well said, but you've actually elected to step away.
Yep. I actually retired, what was it, 2 days ago?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Now,
Up my sleeve.
originally you requested to be on the show for one reason. If you want to start with that, go ahead.
That I was Yolanda the whole time? Would that be the reason?
Oh, yeah, well, that would be a pretty good reason. So, Yolanda's been a pretty prominent discussion topic on my show, mainly because I never actually figured it out. Well, I kind of figured it out.
When did you figure it out? I want to hear this.
Scroll up in your goddamn messages.
No way you figured it out.
Hold on a second. Go way back. We gotta go. This is on camera, scrolling up.
Yeah, this is great, the scrolling up of it all. I would say, right off the bat, there's two people that I know of that actually figured it out. And the first one should have figured it out. And that was my brother, Tom. My brother.
Yeah, Dickshot's brother is Whit Bass.
Yeah. And he figured it out. He actually messaged me and he said, "Hey, when are you going to reveal it?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "When are you going to reveal Yolanda?" I was like, "Oh, no, you got to be kidding me."
What did you do? I gotta know.
Well, that'll get a little further into the story. And then the other person who figured it out was Zumboner.
Oh,
And he actually got in touch with my brother and said, "I think Yolanda is your brother." And the way he figured it out is amazing. He noticed that after every period, I have two spaces. I am the only person who ends a sentence with a period and then puts two spaces on.
It sounds like you were caught pretty goddamn easily then.
Oh, he was the only other person who figured it out, at least from what I heard of.
I know I said it. I know I said that I thought it was you, but I wasn't. I was pretty sure it wasn't.
So the whole story behind Yolanda was it started when I was in Minnesota and I was bored because I actually went a month and 2 days without pitching a pitch in a game.
That's about how long it took me to let Cinnamon throw pitches after he gave up 2 straight home runs on his first 2 pitches.
Oh yeah, that's how long it took after I gave up my 1 run.
Oof.
So anyway, I started to get bored, so I was like, I got to come up with something. So I actually was going to come up with a guy named Carl Savage. And I actually even had the email address and everything. But then I was like, we don't really have any female reporters.
And now we really don't.
Not really. And so I went with Yolanda Martinez. And one of my favorite blogs when I was growing up was this blog called Kissing Susie Colbert.
And you found a name that sounded like Susie Colbert.
Well, I actually looked in the chat rooms I was in, and I was like, who would take this okay? Who would be cool with being Susie Colbert? And I was like, Gare Doctor would be the coolest about it.
And I think I had Gare on the show that week.
You did.
And we live saw your first article, which was hilarious.
The whole site was amazing because it looks like a 14-year-old girl did it.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. We talked about how much it looked like a 14-year-old girl. So
all it was a little Photoshop with, like, glitter everywhere.
Yep. So did you two in here, Mudflaps and Park, did you guys have any interest in seeing who Yolanda was, ever?
No, I just... Go ahead, Jonathan.
Like the person behind her?
Yes.
The Mexican weather woman?
I
Garcia.
writing.
Yeah. I found that out, I think, day 2 or something. That's about it. That's all I really looked at.
Well, I guess that's fair.
No, I saw her name coming up, and I thought it was Gare, but
Yeah.
no, I never.
I figured it was someone who was from season 1, like session 1, because they mentioned, what was it, like fake Vegas or something.
Oh yeah, Fake Vegas has gotten mentioned a few times around here though.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I guess that was something.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with making the articles too, and of course my favorite is the one that everybody talks about, the one about the bullpens and stuff, and talking about the different pitchers and breaking down how that relates to wins. I actually worked hard on that one.
Oh yeah, well of course they were well written, but it was the shit in the background that made the articles, because like the fact that almost nobody knew kind of added to it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun too, trying to do things like I would wake up in the middle of the night sometimes because my kids would be crying. I'd be up at like 3 a.m. I'm like, oh, I gotta like something as Yolanda. It'll throw everybody off.
Yep.
So there's a lot of little stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure that probably at some point at least one person had to have thought that it could have been me, just because of the hours, and because I'm on here so goddamn much. But
Well, I tried to throw off everybody. Everybody that came to me like, hey, who do you think it is? I was like, it could be Preller. It could be Gare.
yeah, it was. As I said before, I am not a writer here, nor do I plan to be. I have too much shit to do, like other shit. It's always funny. It's because I have time to read a Discord message, but I don't have time to do much else. So, we'll get to another part of the Dickshot saga in a minute, but I feel like we need to have a quick commercial break to remind all of you, vote for Forehead Jones for the All-Star game. Thank you. And back to the show. Alright, so I also feel that we should discuss what happened like 30 minutes ago. And with a disclaimer of, don't post shit that looks suggestive. We have minors in this league, you all know that. Park, comments, concerns?
I mean, I thought it was handled really well from everyone but Rusty.
Yeah, really.
Like, Dick was actually really cool about it, and I messaged him about it. I was like, really? And we kind of just joked about it for a little bit, and then Rusty was just the one being really an asshole about it, and everyone's like being an asshole about it. He won't give up.
Yeah, I recently became the second piece of Ham Solbrook, however the hell you say it. But I had logged in on my mobile so I could start looking at stuff and make sure I had everything going. And I get a notification, which was that. And I opened that notification, and I believe I'm now scarred for life. Along with anybody else who opened it, and thank God we actually covered it. Because we pulled that down pretty quick. But I feel it was handled correctly. I feel like that was quick enough and dealt with swiftly. A good punch to the throat always helps. But with that in mind, and I don't know if Pops is actually going to do it tonight. It might be something he's working on. The vote should be opening this evening or tomorrow in the near future. Oh boy.
For the All-Star game.
For the All-Star game, yeah.
Ooh.
And
Nice.
Pi, when he gets off his rear end and posts the power rankings, will post power rankings.
I was gonna shit talk Forehead Jones about facing us, but then I just realized he went 1-for-1 with 2 walks, so I can't do anything.
Oh, this last game? Or did against
when you guys faced us.
Oh yeah, he went 1-for-1 with 2 walks, and I think that one was like a single or a double or something. It was a single.
Yeah.
Well, we made our pitching choice based on fear of him getting another home runs.
Yeah, we were gonna start Sunny Streaker. And we're like, no, we're not doing that.
At least you chuckle scrubs actually faced him.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Some people want to. We'll give him a fair shot. Is he gonna, we put our pitching up against him and we won.
He won technically. But I gotta throw a little more shade in the direction of the baseball cats for taking 24 total hours of not pitching to him. Come on, guys. You can't auto walk him twice and then immediately be there for the next batter. Come on, guys. We all know what you're doing. At least I know what you were doing. And like, most of my team knew what you were doing. It slowed down the game. Come on, guys.
You can't fucking Morello it and throw at him.
Yeah, really. If you're that scared of him, throw at him, or just intentionally walk him. We have that element of the game. Just put him on.
I would like to also point out that Pi did not, in fact, throw at Mudflap in our last game, and I'm very disappointed about it, after promising he would.
Yeah, no, well, he set me up, I got the single, and then I thought, okay, I'm safe on base here. He's not going to throw at me. And then they get me with they caught me stealing.
Oof. Park, aren't you a GM, though? What are you two talking about? When were you pitching to Mudflap?
No, Pi.
Oh, you said
I said on the fireside chat that he was going to throw at probably Mudflap.
Why'd you throw at Mudflap? Of all the people on your team, you throw at Mudflap?
I will get on base in any way I possibly get on base, so I don't mind, really.
But really, you throw at Quint or somebody like that. Somebody who actually deserves to get tossed at. Like, really, guys, come on. Think about that.
IQ.
I mean, in
My
all
health
fairness...
insurance is up to date.
Your health insurance is up to date. Yeah, well, I think Morella's insurance premium is going pretty much out of the sky now. So I feel, one more thing before I get back into the saga, I get to give one little shout out to a new signing on my team. Mr. Caleb Athen, aka Dark Helmet 5527. We're batting him leadoff because he says if he gets a hit before Hongster ever gets his first hit, he'll never stop getting to rub it in his face. And that's about it. So shout out to him. So
Good luck to him.
Oh yeah, good luck to him. So Dickshot, you want to continue with what you were gonna say? You want to continue?
Yeah. I can't remember, where was I? Sorry, the kids are going crazy back here while you talk.
Yep. Welcome to parenting. Don't have kids, people.
Yep.
Don't have kids.
You can hear them all. They enjoy playing with each other very nicely. You see, there's no screaming at all.
I'm sure. You had just passed the article point for enjoying doing the articles.
Yeah. So it ended up being. I went a long time with the only person knowing Pops. Pops was the only person who knew about Yolanda.
Because the OTC had to know. Somebody had to know.
Yeah, somebody had to know so that I could get the hook on the channel so that I could post some of that stuff. Some of the most fun I had, though, was with Jordan Peppers going back and forth about, like, women's rights.
Oh, that. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I have to give my coworker a lot of props on that, as he was telling me different things to say.
Oh, you were using other people. Excellent.
Yeah, I had no idea what to say with all that. And he was just loading me up with stuff, and I was firing away that whole time. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one of the best.
Sounds like, that Twitter war. I think I saw, like, bits and pieces of it because I mainly was like, nah, I think I'm good. I'm not gonna piss people off by starting shit about women's rights because really I don't get to have that conversation because I'm a dude.
Such a bad way to go.
I was just fucking hysterical seeing it all pop up in news from just Yolanda's perspective.
Oh yeah, you only saw half of the conversation anyways.
So after that, everything was pretty good from the Yolanda front. Nobody really said anything about it, anything like that. I was able to go for quite a while.
Yeah, it got to the point where even I started, like, not really paying attention, but reading it once a week. Like, it was no longer to the point where I clicked on it every day, but I read it enough to where I knew I was still paying attention.
Yeah, which ended up being perfect for me, because then I could kind of go out of the spotlight. And then Altgate happened.
Which one?
The second one.
Right.
Which I was actually at ground zero for as well.
Ground zero in multiple ways.
Yeah, more so the way of I actually was umping the game for the Giants, and me and Mudflap were going back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what's going on. He was asking pitches. We're just trying to figure things out there. So, but I think we worked together pretty. I hope I wasn't rude in any of that.
No, not at all. It was funny the way it started was I was at a party and we were getting ready to play some poker, and my brother messaged me and said, "You got to get in touch with Pops. There's something going on." And he was like, "I got to see your log." And I was like, "Wait, you got to see my log?" And it was at that point, he explained to me what was happening, and both Finn and Schlong, obviously the same person, was inside my channel. And I had made it a group chat, so I saw every pitch that was actually thrown by Schlong. So it was very easy and very quick to determine that there was absolutely no cheating going on because there was nothing edited. There was no discrepancy between the pitch in the room and also the pitch in the game of the Giants Phillies.
So that was past it. Now, I will, since I didn't warn you guys before, we don't at all like that person here. So we're going to not say any names, and we're going to leave it all out, and we're just going to talk about the story, because I feel we all just need to get past thinking about this dude and thinking he's actually at all worth our time. Because he's not worth our time. So yeah, if we can...
Gotta hand it to him, though. He had the balls to try and throw a fucking perfect game. And thought he wouldn't get caught.
Well, he's enough of an idiot to where he apparently tried to learn it, but didn't realize that he was too good this time.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious he's not all there.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's just having fun at our expense, the way he gets off.
Yes, go ahead and continue on what you're going to say.
So it was just funny the way it went because I was absolutely kind of almost drunk at that point. So I ended up having to let Pops just kind of look through everything and things like that. And then the fun came when the whole issue was the amount of ground outs that the Phillies had. Like, it had gotten to the point where I was like, yo, this is a really well-pitched game. And so it had me believing something was up because I'm like, there's no way that you can get into like 8 ground balls in a row.
No, I was seeing that too, and that was piquing my interest. Well, everything came validated. So I mean, here's this guy, and he's cheating everybody, and damn well, if he just played the game right, he'd be a damn good pitcher, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And the best part was then Peters came in, and then he strikes out the first 2 batters. At that point, I was like, yo, Pops, you need to see this whole log now, because I'm telling you, they really did strike out.
Yeah, it's all been a weird situation, but I feel as if that it's really not something that we even need to worry about, and I'm not going to glorify him, unlike some members of this community.
I do want to say, I want to thank Jay for at least being understanding about it and not being an asshole for pretty much any of it. Like for our game, at least. Yeah,
it was mad props on him for not taking it the wrong way and just, going off on it.
Yeah, as soon as Mudflap told me about it, I was like, oh shit, I've got to message Jay right now and let him know about this. And so we tried to kind of just talk it out, talk everything out before a big shitstorm started.
And so what this all did was it kicked into notion that everybody in the OOTC then found out who Yolanda was.
Yeah, well, that was obvious at that point.
Yeah, so at that point, everybody in the OOTC knows who Yolanda is, and this is the point where I don't want to get too far into this because I'm just going to kind of go above this. But what happens next is a big part of the reason why I'm taking a step back from fake baseball. There was a certain member of the OTC who actually knew who I was, and in one of the Discord chat rooms started bringing up, hey, who could Yolanda be? Who could it be? And started saying things along the lines of, oh, is it this person? Is it this person? And kind of was baiting a little bit for me to come out. And at that point, when that was happening, that's kind of when I said I was going to end Yolanda. I was like, yeah, I think I'm good now. And sorry. So it was kind of at that point that I kind of took a step back for myself, and I was like, you know what? Even if this guy is laying this all out, trying to bait me into, saying this and trying to bait me into admitting that I'm Yolanda, I'm just going to come out and I'm going to take a step back. And so that's what I decided. It was it had a lot to do with kind of that whole situation. And I don't know. It's one of those things that, as great as fake baseball is for a community, and it's awesome. And I love the people, the beer channel. I love talking to the guys in there about different beers and stuff. There's still that outlier of the couple people who are so power hungry that all these kind of like power moves have to be made. And it's one of those things that, you go through life and it kind of happens all to you. But when you have that escape of fake baseball and then that kind of stuff is happening, it's, that's kind of it for me. I'm kind of like, all right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I hear you.
But I mean, on that fact, the Pirates, they were awesome. I love everybody in the Pirates, and I had so much fun there for like the one game I was there. I feel bad that the trade for Johnny Hopkins now becomes for nothing.
Yeah, that Hopkins trade was a big move.
Yeah, and now because I'm walking away, I hope that the scouting stuff that I left them kind of helps out a little bit, kind of some of the tools I made and stuff like that, and at least like a little part of me kind of helps them to, the paper cup. But it was just at that point with all that stuff going on, with all the backstabbing and all that other stuff that I was like, you know what, this is just too much.
Yeah, it's understandable when shit goes like that.
Yeah, it's just one of those times where the game no longer becomes a game and it becomes like a burden. And with all the stuff I have going on right now anyway, now I kind of hang out in different places. I'm in like a beer channel still with some of the guys, and I still have fake basketball. So, I'm still around here and there, but it's just not going to take up the time that it did before.
That's fair. And it's quite a disappointment to lose such a prominent member. But at the same time, if you need to go, you need to go, and we'll all miss both members that have left, and it's very sad. But that doesn't mean we all have to stop. And I think you would at least agree that we can keep going. That'll be fine. We can all live.
Yeah, you got everybody here will be great. I think the Giants will be great as well because seeing them firsthand, seeing them firsthand how they operate very nicely, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see those guys, in the paper cup. Just saying.
Very much appreciated.
Well, they got to get past us first.
We already beat you though.
They got to get past us to get to the playoffs again. When we're in the playoffs, dude.
You think you're gonna make the playoffs?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we're gonna go on a tangent here real quick. There's a story that I read, a sports story, about how somebody on like the Cincinnati Bengals, the real Bengals in real life, were like, we're gonna win the Super Bowl, and somebody was like, what? Why are you saying that they've got no chance? This, that, and the other, and the answer was, well, the hell else do you want them to say?
You can't expect somebody
We're
to say,
perfectly
we're not going to
content
make
going
it.
out in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, we're content losing. We're content going 0-16. No, they're gonna say we're gonna win the Super Bowl, because if you don't believe you will win, you're not gonna win. Like, what are you supposed to say? Because you have to say you're willing to win. So yes, I believe we will make the playoffs. No problem. If the stupid fucking Phillies can think they're going to make the playoffs, then I got news for you. I can think we're going to make the playoffs.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, you got to sleep at night.
It's not over till the fat lady sings, and we're not even halfway through the first half of the session. Yes, we're not even through the first half of the session. There's nobody eliminated from contention yet. So why not? Keep it up and keep it going and play the full season out. You got to play all of the innings.
We just jinxed everyone, and the Padres are going to win the rest of their games.
You got to play the season out. You got to play all the game, not just part of the game. You got to play all 9 innings. And anybody who's played MLB The Show knows that I just made a joke from Harold Reynolds because it's all he ever fucking says.
I thought you were talking about Diamond Dynasty stuff.
Oh no, Harold Reynolds, the stupid commentary, the worst commentary from.
I have my
an
TV
idiot.
on 0. I listen to music or something when I play the game.
I always enjoy listening because I enjoy the crowd noise and stuff, but that's me.
Since we're talking about MLB The Show, I want to say fuck you, Regan. I'm still way better than you.
What, you played Regan? I haven't played Regan yet. I think I played.
I think I'm 4-1 against him.
Regan's
We had a game where we played
Regan's weird.
outfielders at every position,
Oh, God.
including pitcher. And then we did we did third baseman once for every position. And then we did catchers at every position.
Oh god, that must have been fun.
We refused to use actual pitchers to pitch.
Why?
And I still won 16-1.
How did you only win 6? How did you win to 16-1?
We did, I think, 3 or 4 inning game.
Oh, you did like BR style games.
Yeah. The only time he ever beat me was he had a walk-off home run. And it was because Kenny Lofton decided to not catch a fly ball in center field. I was so pissed about it.
And there you have it, folks. We also have our parody game that I think I'm the only one that even talks about. Is the Session, which was the game that I made and put fucking Milo Graham on the cover of. It was terrifying. Look it up. I'm sure it's somewhere, anywhere, but I kind of don't remember.
That sounds phenomenal, actually.
Oh, it was hilarious, and it was super poorly edited over like Aaron Judge, because he's on the cover of this next one.
I would say the number one thing I'm going to miss is all the little things that you guys do. They're all amazing. From the songs from Saffron to just all the pictures. I love them.
Did you see my latest lineup? It's one of the best lineups I've made.
No. I left the channel, so I don't see any of that stuff anymore.
Scrolling all the way up in my team Discord. Yeah, there's a lot of activity nowadays because of the new guy. But yeah, it's pretty great, which other than the fact that it means that I have to try harder to find our stuff. Copy link. Drop it in here. I could throw it up on screen, but that would be effort because I'd have to find it.
So, I have to go and get my kids ready for bed. Is it all right if I say one thing before I leave?
You can say whatever you'd like, dude.
All right. I do want to thank, everybody for making fake baseball great for me. And that included all the way from Dom, who I give a hard time for not being around, but, I'm just joking around, the GM of the Orioles, to Pops, who's doing such a great job trying to run this all, and also on the Pirates, Moose, Lummox, who I actually found out lives like 5 miles from me, which is really weird, and a whole bunch of other people. So, Gare Doctor, I'll even throw him a little bit, and the guys I used to play D&D with. There's a lot of stuff I got from fake baseball that I love, and I'm going to miss it. But it's been nice not having to worry about getting on the Discord and saying something every day.
Yeah, it can be that way for some people or others. Definitely, thank you for stopping by, Dickshot. You're welcome on the show, and you're welcome to hang around.
Good luck.
All right, guys. Thank you.
And
It's been fun.
We've all appreciated Dickshot, so there we are.
Johnny Dickshot will live in your hearts and your 69s forever.
Oh, yeah. Even though his number's 77.
69 is a true number.
Sure, man. Have a good one, Dickshot. Anywho.
Fuck that guy.
Jesus Christ. He's still sitting in here. Is he just gonna sit in here? Okay.
Who was that?
I don't know how to leave.
Okay, there's a. You see where it says voice connect on your
Oh,
phone?
now it's just uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. And hold on. Elevator music.
Let me say another goodbye. Goodbye.
Boy.
Hold on. Is he still here?
Yes.
Hurry
sadly.
up and leave so we can talk shit about you. Shut up.
He's gone now.
And we're back. Yeah, I just needed to get a little bit of technical difficulties in there. He's back. We're doing all good. Everybody's going, and I guess we've now got the 3-man podcast of Mudflap, Preller, and Park. And I see no reason why we don't immediately start talking about who are you guys playing this session. I forget. I know I looked at.
Colorado?
Oh, you're playing.
Yeah, we got Colorado coming up here.
You're playing the dick pics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I feel like that's something I shouldn't call them, but I also
Well,
kind of
aren't
feel
they
like it's
already
funny.
just like?
Well, half their team is dick names.
Like, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
we'll have
you're at
fun.
home. You're at home. You're getting umped by Drevin too, so you'll be fine. You'll have a Frank Drevin,
Yeah, Pops and
Kyle.
Meerkat.
Oh, Meerkat, not Kyle. Meerkat. So yeah, that's always fun stuff. But there's plenty of plenty of things going on to talk about. How do you guys make your lineup card? Who makes it?
that would be the glorious Mudflap.
So Mudflap, do you have a template or?
Oh, what, to make the actual card? Yeah, no, I got I use GIMP,
Oh, you
And,
do too.
and let's see.
GIMP is a image editing program.
No, it's just a real, I go and I find the font, and I found that background, and yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's a simple one. It looks pretty nice. Let me see if I can eventually. But yeah, it looks simple enough. Some other teams have some of their players do it. Some people like that myself will like to have theirselves do them because of course people like me. I like to make them different each time. Some people like to make them the same each time. Like I did that one time where I put like a fucking note from iOS. I'd had a note from iOS.
That's right.
Yeah, and people give me shit about it. On screen over the logo is the one that we're using this week. That'll go away in a second. And then on the Giants one, I didn't. What did you name it when you sent it? This is quality programming here. See, this is the best part because this is where I can stretch for time while I'm still looking for their logo. There it is.
Have you seen Tampa Bay's lineup card, their latest one?
I have not actually.
It's really good. It looks like a child scrolled it out.
Oh yes, I've seen Tampa has been doing that.
It's really good, and with pictures of instead of names, it's pictures of the players representing their names. It's pretty clever. I like it.
Yeah, it's clever. It's funny. It's interesting. There was that one where right after the Morello trade debacle, when we were going to Detroit, I took that picture that somebody made a Morello card with a Detroit Tigers card. It's Detroit Tigers Morello card, and I just stuck him on the outfield scoreboard. I put him in place of like Miguel Cabrera, and then I just put, because of course I did, I put a Tatis, because Fernando Tatis Jr. is my favorite emote, which I stole from my own Discord.
I don't remember that one. You have to post it up if you got it.
The Tigers one, I think I made it on this computer. So
See, I make one basic general one. It represents stability. You always know it's going to look kind of like this with the date. Well, I got the day wrong. Put Friday instead of Saturday.
Womp womp. That's a swing
I
and a
think he has
miss.
to be demoted from interim GM for that.
Ouch. I think it's on our Padres Twitter. So yeah, it's on our Twitter probably then, because it's not here. Because of course it's not. Why would it be here when I need it? That's exactly why.
We'll just have to imagine it.
Just imagine it. Just look it up. Just look it up. Just look it up when you watch this video. Just look it up because I'll probably re-put it somewhere that you can find it easily.
I'm imagining it right now. It's full of typos.
Of course it is. It's naturally full of type. It's me writing. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I figured.
And yeah, well, what else do you expect? It's AJ Preller. I'm here to be a GM, not to make lineup cards, despite the fact that I like doing them anyways.
Preller, I don't have time for edits, right?
Oh yeah, well it's not that I don't have time for edits, it's that I don't. Oh, hang on.
Are we just dead air?
Oop.
So you got the whole day off, huh?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
After all that back-breaking work, fuck.
Yeah, I think next week I have Saturday off, and that's my only day. I have to pull a double on Tuesday, and then I'm doing straight to a open to close on Wednesday.
When does this nonsense stop? I can't put up with this stuff anymore. Honestly.
Once I think I'll be all good once like I get used to the rhythm again.
I swear.
I got you.
I didn't actually
then-
understand what that conversation was.
Was that in there or did you cut?
Oh, I only when I cut, it's my microphone. I have a switch on my mic that I turn off. So it was still going.
So this is just left in.
Oh yeah.
No, I
Sweet.
just want to know did that get recorded?
What did you just say?
Oh, we were just talking about me working,
Oh yeah.
and he
Well, yeah,
wants
it
to
got
know when
recorded.
he can stop being the interim GM.
Oh no, Mudflaps. We've actually voted that you have to be the interim GM and you don't get to
Oh,
leave.
this is I told Park once I got a look inside that GM lounge.
It's like gazing into the void.
No, a quote came to mind. You'll never see a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Oh, well, I'll use a similar quote that I ripped directly from Fallout New Vegas. A den of vice and sin. What's not to love?
Come back quickly, Park.
Oh, we're not letting you leave.
Now, when you look into the abyss,
It stares back.
Called the GM lounge. Yeah, it stares right back.
It's an excellent, terrifying place to be in life, and just at all in general. It's kind of like looking at this podcast channel that I've made, because there's like 50 people, there's like 20 people in it now that have all been on an episode, or should have been on an episode. Oh, by the way,
There's not anything written for like 6 days a week.
oh yeah, there's nothing written in here ever, basically. Well, why would there? Other than Corbett thinking that he could be back on the show early, and then deciding to go freelance and making a shitty news show. Like, come on, man. It's terrible. I haven't even watched it. What is it? Does anybody care?
Well, here's one. It says Preller sucks.
Oh, of course it does. Like how Pi thinks that he's getting prellered because his guest doesn't show up. It wasn't me, by the way. I don't know if they ever clarified it. I have not been scheduled to be on a fucking campfire side. Yeah, I know. I've been a meme. I knew that already. So I'd like to note that last week I got prellered because Pi was supposed to be on this show. Did you know that?
Dun dun dun.
Pi was invited to be on.
Preller.
And when I told them that we were recording on Thursday night, he was like, "No, I have to be somewhere," and then left. So, get wrecked, deal with it. Thanks, Pi. And back to our sponsor, vote for Head Jones for the All-Star game.
He's pretty good.
He's very good. Pitchers are apparently now afraid to throw to him and would rather take a 12-hour auto walk than pitch to him.
Is he
Apply
third base?
directly to.
He's first base.
first
Apply
place.
directly to the All-Star Game ballot.
Yeah. Forehead Jones, apply directly to the All-Star game. Forehead Jones, apply directly to the All-Star game.
I mean, who else would even go?
Yeah, really. Like, you're not gonna send the fucking Phillies first baseman.
We were salivating when you put in fucking what's his name? Cinnamon, the guy who
Sylvester?
gave up 2 home runs, and then you just put him in to pitch against us.
Well, I had to
We were
eventually.
so happy.
And you
But
didn't
then
get
he
anything
shut us
off of
down.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
no,
he
he's
shut us
been better.
down, and we were pretty sad.
Yeah, well,
You know, I was wondering when you would get him back on that horse because, yeah, after seeing those first pitches, I mean, his DBF was like 6. And I was like, wow, that's going to be a hard day when he decides he needs to get this guy back on the horse. And it happened to be our game.
yeah, I think I waited a session and put him back in. It's kind of like how we're working in the lab with Lim Timsicum, and he'll be better than ever when you see him again. Watch out. He got a save yesterday, 2 days ago. Did you know that? He got a save. It was one batter.
Well, I will say that last game you had Cinnamon and his DBF went way up. So, I mean, he's doing pretty good.
The last game against you guys? Or the first game I ever
No,
put
no,
him
no.
in?
I forget what
The
session.
Dodgers. It had to be the Dodgers because that was when we put him in and had that bad game over the holiday break in December. And we didn't put him ever in again. It was like session 4. I think it was S4. Maybe it was S3. Yeah, session 3. Session 3.
Yeah, this last session, no. Session 7 did pretty good. This last session you had him in, he did pretty good. He came up.
We play the Dodgers in session 3. Yes, it's 3. Because that was after the Pirates shellacking. And then,
Oh, the 2 game. Yeah.
So yeah, we're hoping to get back on the horse. We're going to get back on the horse. Keep it going, get a bit of a roll going. And
Does Andrew Peters now lead the league in saves?
how many saves does he
He
have?
has a whole 2 saves.
Well,
Yeah, I think he
probably,
does.
Our
I mean-
ace also leads the league in saves.
Heavens. Well, that's how it works sometimes. If you're good at one
He
thing.
can actually get a 3rd this week.
You mean like in the
For
upcoming
this
session?
session.
'Cause he's
Yeah,
not
we
starting?
have our not a half a penny guy pitching.
Yep, that's how it goes. And we're constantly chasing history with Forehead and Valentino. Because the all-time single season for one player home run record is 4. So if any pitcher actually decides to pitch to him, we might.
He just wouldn't hit a home run against us.
You gave him 2 walks. They weren't auto walks. He worked the walks. He's got 4 walks now.
Yeah, we pitched to him 3 times.
Yeah, the other team pitched to him
He
once.
just was really selective.
Yeah, well, when you gotta hit the long ball, sometimes you gotta be more selective so that way you can get better pitches down the middle of the plate. Because like if you have
I
to
feel
throw,
like that game did Peters meme a home run, like throw a few of those towards the end of the game and scared us? Was that it?
I think
Yeah,
we.
that was
Where he threw like 69, 420,
He
and
threw
666.
Oh yeah, the memes is how we actually managed to get a run in there. Yeah,
And
every
then I
game
think
is,
did you do 1 as the next pitch?
I think something like that. Yeah.
Which I don't know why that's considered a meme pitch.
Well,
But
it's not so much that it's a meme; it's just that it gets thrown a lot.
Yeah.
But we are more than happy to finally get another win, beating the baseball cats, even if they did that. But and I feel like I need to echo what Pops did say. Seriously, guys, chill out about this stuff. Let the decisions happen, and then shut the fuck up and play baseball. That's why we're all here. So enjoy yourself and have fun, and don't do stupid shit. I feel like don't do stupid shit. I think it's actually a pie quote. I think somebody said that it was a pie quote.
I would believe it.
No. It's don't be a fucking asshole. That's the pie quote. So there you go. You've been mentioned on my show. I feel like To everybody listening that at this point has realized that I have been out of material for the last 15 minutes, I hope you understand you're going to be listening to another 15 minutes because I'm not going to just give up now.
Absolutely.
Why the hell would I do that? So we'll keep going. We're going to talk about the real Padres because I can.
Oh.
The real Padres, I got to watch at spring training the last weekend. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I got to watch them play the Real World Giants. And I think we lost that game or got close. It was like a run game. But I also watched Travis Jankowski. You know Travis Jankowski, the speedster?
Yeah.
He hit 2 home runs against the Indians and the day before.
Nice.
Which, he's hit 4 career home runs and hit 2 in one
Fucking
game.
D. Gordon hit 2 home runs recently.
Yeah, D. Gordon did that. And then I watched Mike Marjan of the Mariners hit an inside the park home run off, which was amazing because watching him round third, I've never seen a human move faster. I've never seen it before.
That's the only way you're going to get it done.
Well, the best
One
part
of my
was they almost got him.
Yeah.
What your favorite?
Was there a play at the plate?
There was almost a play at the plate. It was like within a foot, I think.
That would have
I
been really
think
cool.
one of my favorite inside the park home runs is Dozier from last year.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Where his helmet just like flies off after second and you just see his beautiful hair flowing as he's running around third.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Cut 4, who had Dozier mic'd up when he hit a home run, like last week. Look that
really?
up. Yeah, they had him mic'd up, and you just hear him say, uh-oh, about 6 different times in the same... Well, he's watching the ball while he's running to first. Fucking... Okay, also, I believe the plan... Okay, I feel like there's like 2 things that I need to half spoil, but not really. Don't worry about the first thing, because I won't spoil that at all, other than watch the skies for the Padres, because we've got some stuff coming down the pike. And number 2, I feel like I need to announce the billing for Session 9. I'm skipping directly over the Diamondbacks, directly to the Brewers, because we're playing the Brewers in Session 9. You will see the culmination of a rivalry that is 6 fucking sessions in the making. That's right. It's been 6 sessions since this shit started. Of the Saskatchewan boy himself, Cannonball Dickerson, and Dan Gierzon. This rivalry made up by one of them, I don't remember which. But either way, Dan Gierzon, Cannonball Dickerson, Petco Park. Be there!
Loser takes a hot air balloon ride.
No, because Cannonball Dickerson isn't allowed to get on hot air balloons anymore.
So loser gets on a hot air balloon ride?
That's not a thing that's happening. Like, even...
So you're saying the Padres are going to lose?
No, either way. Like, no, he's not getting on the hot air balloon. He's not medically cleared. That's what we'll go with. We'll go with the shitty wrestling joke of he's not medically cleared. So he's not going to do it. But Cannonball will eventually be on the show, along with other members of the Padres, who...
You better get that Fiverr guy on.
Which one?
I don't know if it was a Fiverr guy, but the
Oh, no, the guy that
one
we
who did the
paid?
reporting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we think if we keep trying to get him, eventually he's going to tell us to go away. But it would be funny to get him to play fake baseball. We've talked about it before. It'd be great to get him to play.
That would be great.
But I feel that anything else kind of is, again, still me stretching for time. So we'll talk about one more thing, which will be that the end that game, the double time, the second time around for that game, finished faster than like any game this session
I think they were
Yeah.
really
or any
pushing
game
for
this season. And
Did they
shut
did they
up.
make any rules for shorter strikeout times or auto K times?
No, both teams were just really committed to getting that game done before the next session.
Props to them.
Mm-hmm.
and the umps were on top of it too. So
What was Corbett and Tim? Of course they were.
And I don't need to talk shit about Dickshot, even since he left. But man, that game our last game, I was talking to Mudflap after or during one of the days. I'm like, one weekend we went through 2 batters.
Yeesh.
Like, this has got to be fucking ridiculous. Like, we're swinging 15 minutes after they've posted, and we're waiting 18 hours for a result.
And props to Milo before I keep talking here, but the Detroit Tigers game consisted of the top of the inning taking an hour and the bottom of the inning taking 2 days.
Nice.
Because we were the top of the inning, and I legit had my batters ready to go. And they'd swing, and they'd swing, and they'd get out, which was unfortunate. And then it would go to the bottom, and I'd have Smokey, or when he had to leave, we put in Sylvester. And Sylvester threw some very strong innings and ended up with a win on the end of the session. And it was just bang, bang, bang. We were banging them out. We were getting them going. The problem was we'd sit around a lot and wait and talk and wait. And then eventually they'd put in a swing, and then they would get out. It got close there at the end. It ended 2-1, but we were happy with getting that win.
So what are you now? What's your record?
We are
2-4.
2-4, I think. Maybe we were.
No, you got to be more than 2-4. It's going to be
3-4.
7.
3-4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I
yeah,
guess I saw an updated thing or a non-updated standings.
Yep.
It's like, how the fuck are you 2-4 after and your last loss was against us?
Mm-hmm. So we will get back to 500 after beating the D-Bags. And yes, they're D-Bags.
Did you say the D-Bags?
Yeah, they're the D-Bags. The D-Bags. They play in Arizona. You clearly aren't real world like NL West fans.
No, I heard. No, I thought you just said it really fast as D-Bags.
Yes, the D-Bags.
The
Yeah, see, I'm not a.
T-bags.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that.
I am not an actual Giants fan.
What are you a fan of?
Spoiler alert.
What are you a
Huh?
fan of? What
I'm
team
a
are you a
Twins
fan of?
fan.
You're a Twins fan?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like almost heresy.
Well, so in fairness, I was a Giants fan back in the early 2000s. You want to know why? It's my Lord and Savior is Barry Bonds.
Oh, you're ruining my poor podcast on a sour note. Come on, man. Like,
Listen,
we can't even
growing up,
acknowledge that dude.
You cannot ask for a better person to just watch growing up.
Ugh, like, you could. Yes, I could. I could name a bunch. Like, Tony Gwynn. Or
Well,
Joe Mauer.
Tony Gwynn wasn't even fucking. Okay, Joe Mauer is an annoying cunt.
What? You're a Twins fan.
You know how long I've hated Joe Mauer?
Mike is actually gonna kill you. Like, no joke.
I
He's
mean,
gonna kill you.
I've said this multiple times. He deserved the contract he got, but for not as long as he was supposed to have gotten it.
How can you hate this face? How can
I
you
haven't-
hate that face?
I can very much hate that face.
You can't hate that face.
Listen, I'm a fan of first basemen who hit higher or more home runs than their single-digit jersey number.
Yeah.
That face would be removed from a post on a game thread.
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, there's one of those counter moments. Good stuff. That was funny. And I do believe that we need to pull this end. So, any closing thoughts by either of you?
Just looking forward to this next session coming up. I'll be in the Echo, but I'll be certainly watching over what's going on.
It's Echo, it's Eco, it's whatever you want to call it, I guess.
I heard Echo. That's what I'm calling.
Yeah, well, so Echo pronounced like the echo that sometimes happens on this podcast.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's like the song by the band Trap.
Have a good one, everybody. This has been Runner Going.